for Nightwatch Wars to come. And so this is UK versus versus Spain. So we have Dave Bamford versus Danny Correas. Quickly jump into the decks. All the players prepare. And remove these two. And then, so we have another Nightwatch deck, but this one is defense versus Martell Wars to come. So both decks are Wars to come. So a lot of shenanigans hidden in their plot decks. You are on stream, guys. So, oops. So this will be caps. And so let's look what do we have here. So setups look like a beast for Dave. I mean, that's the skill. What you can see in the skill set Dorn on setup. Although the two green bot traders is not something that you would like to see on setup. And we're joining in the first marshalling phase. And the setup for the Nightwatch player was ranging party with Shadow Tower Mason, Dagger, and a King's Road. Yep, we appreciate all the jokes. Although the viewers just left, so maybe no one will see the jokes. Let's look at Dave's deck. We see City Besieged at the gates, mining the city walls. So he looks like he's have a small city chain. That's to be expected from Wars to Come deck. This is one of the decks that performed best in this format in the format currently. Then we have Exposed, First Snow, so 3 resets and a half with March and Triddle. So Dave looks like Dave is ready for a game of attrition, and we see he's very ready for a game of attrition with Starfall and Water Gardens. We see only 2 recastles, maybe not third one, but there is that Doran's game to make life miserable for the opponent. And then what else? Begging Brother, Dorny Spite. I mean, this looks like a standard list. How many armies are there? So cost of the Boneway, only a single copy of Starfall Cavalry and 2 copies of Knights of the Sun. Are there another armies here? No. So looks like we are expecting Host of the Boneway most of the time. And for his opponent's deck, let's see. So we have double Riddle, double Calling the Banners. One of the few decks where we see people were using actually the Tekun Wars to come, not just the first row, but the second as well. The first sentence, but the second sentence as well. We see Dupont Neyman, Haunted Forest. While we look over the deck, Rim Gate. Why is there a Rim Gate? And it's not even the Banter card. Oh. What else? A Iron Throne. Was there an Iron Throne in Dave's deck? Interestingly, not there. A single copy of Fire of Ravens and no King's Landing for the Gaston recursion. But we know that the Nightwatch is not good at attacking. And looks like we're into challenges. Inter challenge. Is there the best skill spell in the game? No best skill spell in the game. Events for the Nightwatch deck, a single copy of Bound to the Wall and a Correas Trixie Bird. That justifies the 2 copies of Barring the Gates, Calling the Banner. Other than that, Rationing is an interesting inclusion, but it works very well in the Nightwatch decks. Unless you want to play your Bound to the Wall. Yep, and again double reset here, so there could be reset every turn, and we won't notice anything. I would be inclined to win the challenge, but looks like that's not. And we see ring gate. At least no money were wasted on discard. Discarded. I mean, it served its purposes. Got discarded for flame. And now we will see two challenges from the Night Watch, depending what Dave decides to stop. Unfortunately, there was no I would just do intrigue and pass the challenges here. There is no how many copies of his Viper Size are there. No copies of his Viper Size. Go ham, boy. Then just go ham with all the challenges. That's one of the cards that I'm very afraid and hate playing versus. Oh, we see two copies of the dagger on the Shadow Tower Mason. Military challenge with the Shadow Tower Mason. At least one thing is for sure, we won't see very white boards in this game. But the Haunted Forest is in play at this point of time, so tough walk, I would say. Okay, Dorm Trigger. The neon green bot trader goes to claim, removing the intrigue icon from Maimon. And then we will see a power challenge. And dominance will be tied. We have round 3. UK Martell. So, what did we say his opponent is? Sorry about that, guys. I just want to update the title of the stream. Okay, Spain. Spain Mystery Night. I already forgot, but I just jumped immediately into the game because I saw they didn't went that far. Title should update shortly. What, no power challenge? Why? I mean, it's the same power total, correct, but you're not losing anything from it, knowing that there are no Magali eyes. Looks like Dave's not picked his plot, so what could it be? Prince? Maybe Prince? Restricted card for Dave is... What is his restricted card? Oh, okay. Sorry, War to come. So we have Put him besieged. The east. With the gates that was played. Oh. So looks like it was correctly besieged into barring. Sorry if I'm writing down the plots for the players. And what happened? Did someone drop? Looks like Dave is deciding what to flip here. To both bodies video. The ticket card again was to come. What the inside there. So let's see what is there actually in this deck now after the wasted cardboard was discarded. Single copy of Shadow Tau, single copy of Castle Black, and 2 copies of Hunter for a Scout. Economy looks like it's King's Road, Rose Road, and Underground Vault. Here, looking at the deck, I would have definitely considered playing the free bottom allies, although I'm not a huge fan of them. There is a benefit to them in this deck, which is full of small characters. I mean, the biggest thing here is the ranged party. Interesting inclusion, we see a recruiter from the dungeons, this nightmare of a card, but welcome addition in the annoying defense decks. I would say very annoying. Copy of Samuel, and yeah, speaking of copy of Fioren. I'm surprised there is just a single copy of Fioren and single copy of Bound. Looks like Danny is a hipster, doesn't want to run the overpowered cards. So who is first? Mr. Dave. The king of the castle will be first. We see Knights of the Sun joining early the board. Twitch.tv. Looks like Martell is not full of his World Cup after finishing his game that he snuck a victory in. Bad news for Dave here. Locally Starfall is here to prevent the save the day. But this is bad news, Corin. for the full list of Dave, there is only one card that can measure up to him, and that's the. Don't like to see him. Yep. Looks like this game could be closed without duo at this moment with double dupes on Amon and Corin. So we'll see the military remove here definitely. But he is a renowner. And something you don't wanna see. Although a quick Duheris, I was about to say there's no march in any of the list, but there is. So Duheris can keep him a little bit in check without much of an entourage. And that is on the current board. So it's an instant challenge. This time definitely defend the damn challenge. I think we'll see ambushing a blade, venomous blade here, or a event. Although I'm not sure what event will you play here in this position from the event that Dave has. So he calls it thinking into not Princess Pawns into Donut game. A little bit early for that, also not enough strength. But we could definitely see Venomous Blade trying to chip down Amon. There is no control for locations in the Nightwatch list. So Starfall will keep in check Corin for the rest of the game, I assume. And we see just in a position with the Haunted Forest. Some of the defense lists like to run a cheeky on a Misty Gnome or not on a Misty, off to Gold Town. For the NPC Walls of Milk, for the price icons, but something that we don't see in Danny's list. And that is for Dave challenges. So Corin will do the power and Training Party will do the military to whittle down the board. Unfortunately, there is really no way to remove Corin at this point in time. So Starfall will be primarily used here. But then again, there are very few power icons in Dave's deck that could match up to Corin. Unless it is walked down the icons constantly, which is very hard to do. And the only other access to a little bit of strength there is from the either Venomous Blade or the Princess Pawns. Princess Pawns. Interesting choice here. If there is Venomous Blade, I'm swamming it down immediately here to get rid of the Shadow Tower Mason. With I mean, Amon is not a card that you knew in this matchup, Actually, are there venomous blades? There are two venomous blades, so yeah, definitely not a card that you knew. Yep, as I mentioned. And the Shadow Tower Mason. What? Oh, there is another one. Okay. Interesting choice here. With two venomous blades, I would have definitely tried to get rid of the Shadow Tower Mason and copy of Aemon. I think that's more. Unfortunately, we see Gaston was here. I would have definitely get rid of this Tricon. Aemon is not that impactful, I would say, and definitely not a character I would have done a challenge here. We see a power challenge, view pulse, and then we see military that will get rid of the we will return the venomous blades back to hand. And dominance will go to the Night Watch player. I think this was a mistake, definitely, in my eyes. Also doing 3 challenges versus Dorm is not your greatest one. There was a merit to have the challenge just with Corin, to get your power and get out, keep Aemon standing, and then maybe do a military or not. You're not in a rush anywhere, although we have at the gates fate. Also having few more characters works in your favor. For your calling the banner turns. I'm happy to see a pod deck without you in your die. It's been everywhere recently, and it is everywhere recently. So maybe we should start thinking about that Meister that draws cards. When the opponent draws cards, when we see begging brother discarded for result from their side, and Danny is way in reserve. So looks like they've decided what he wants to do. I think we'll see Manning as he was here, and to have the big army in play, which will be 5 to 6 strength now, 7. Be triple in the pile. Thanks for the follow. So Dante, let's leave it at Dante. So I think here you can go into rationing without a problem, although that will stop your coring. Else, uh, with your varying news. Okay, we have first now into riddle, so one of the riddles is gone. And first now for Dave. Interesting choice, although the attachment will go to hand in an inconvenient timing. But we know that there are a lot of cheap stuff. So looks like Dave is trying to march one of the bigger targets, that being Raging Party or Corin. We see Cerclitus, Ironwood. People are underestimating how important the initiative is in the matchup, but let's see how Daniel will approach the situation. I don't think there is anything smaller that he could, unless he finds another ranged party, would be best case scenario. But then he's very susceptible to any kind of reset with aim and gun. And there is no close call in both lists, so what is dead will stay dead, contrary to the gradual words. Also, we have Ariel now in a jumpable range with 3 pots in the use pile. His ambush is, I would say, 3. Yeah, he starts from 6, so his ambush will be 3. And then you have enough economy to ambush Venomous Blade. Okay, we see Benjen. A welcome addition to the Rangers board. And let's see how Starfall will approach it. What Starfall will remove from the board. There is no gold, but we know that Dave is running a cheeky banter, as he calls it, thinking. We saw it in a great display in his previous game that we covered, where it stopped Drogon, I think. And we see the military icon removed from Corrin, I would expect. Yep. By far the most scary icon in the game. Definitely in the draft format. And we see Dorn Spire removing one more icon. I would expect another military to just push the claim. Although with Benjen on the board, not that important. And you still need to commit 2 characters for that. Benjen will be at 5-7. So definitely you need 2 characters here. 5-7-8 actually. So win this on defense, stand Benjen, and then so Benjen will be on 5 without the Castle Black. But you need to defend your counted forest here. Although the other option is just leave it be. But removing Duke from Corrin is very scary. Also looks like Dave have access to, what was the name of the event? Princess Pawns. So some surprise trend, but it will be again 6. Virgin can definitely defend this by himself at 7. Unless we have that cheeky one of cozy thinking. But then we don't have really cozy thinking for vengeance trigger, so 10 with 5. Are we going to see? Are we going to see here Princess Pawns to force the challenge or just leave it like that? Looks like Dave passed his window and left the challenge like this, so we have a successful defense. Not much of resources wasted here. I think it's time Dave to start pushing the power challenges. Definitely. You see Dragon Gold I get discarded for the intrigue. And now the question why there was no power challenge there. You can definitely defend the military from for sure, so a single big power challenge with the Renowner and the ranging party and leave it like that. Sounds about right to me in this case. We know there is Venomous Blade in Dave's hand and enough economy to ambush it for free now. So just do the big power challenge, and if we see the Water Guardians use, then go into a military. Else, no need to waste and just get the Typhus Dominance. Or try to get the Typhus Dominance by cheeky skipping a challenge. Let's see who our spectators are. We see power challenges for 5. I wonder if Dave will decide to stop it. He decided not to stop it. Then I'm definitely taking Dominance. Unopposed, Renown and Dominance is 3 power. almost like a wall. There is no way, there is no point in doing military with in this case. It can be defended, there will be no loss in resources in any way or form. Here, yep, just princess pawns being activated and added in a relevantly safe place. Well, definitely, I mean, this way you take dominance as well, but just don't force the hand to review it. Also, something I would have considered is not revealing the princess pawns and just using the venomous blade here. We know, yeah, they're two in the hand, so I would have definitely thought of using the venomous blade. We see a House Dane escort discarded, but that's not a waste. And we go exchange into the carries. So we'll see Benjamin going at the bottom of the deck. Definitely here. But first, Dave has to decide who will be first. And they've decided Daniel will be first. And we see the carries. Getting rid of Benjamin. Let's see what we have here. This is a card that won't be. We have the wall and the Iron Throne, so very tough choice for location. There is no event given, but there is milk. Won't do much work. Sir Kratos is without his only weapon, so Dorny Spy not very impactful. Dwarves. So she steward, the wall and milk. There is not enough economy to play the wall this turn, so that's why we see Dave giving it to his opponent. But actually, no, that was the only choice, aside from Iron Throne. But I'm pretty sure that with open deck information, Iron Throne is not something you want to give to your opponent. There was no city plot. Okay, so there is not an easy way out here. Although Yoren will be more than welcomed, but looks like there is no. Danny didn't find any economy, and he's somehow surviving in the first few plots. Looks like that's why. Next plot, definitely, I won't be surprised to see a banners. We could definitely see the other dagger marshal now, at least that. Shoot. Hello, Tower Mason. Then, Well done for 3 gold. Well done. Awkward silence while Dave is thinking. I think we could see without a problem here the ambushing Venomous Blade to get rid of the Tower Mason. We know it is there, but that was a necessary sacrifice to the Snake Gods. Unfortunately for Danny, that is a free at this point in time. We see Quentin, big, renowned guy in Martell, Venomous Blade, hitting the Tower Mason, and I wonder if there is Hota in hand. There is another Venomous Blade. Remove the one of the reducers. And now Daniel is in a very hard position. So it looks like he'll pass his challenges, try to defend as much as possible. We see again the military icon removed. And with this I'm definitely passing my challenges. And there is 2 gold for Hota to be ambushed. And that could bring a disaster to the whole defense plan. We know that Dave is running March. Initial challenge. With Sir Ironwood. Maybe. Maybe not. I mean, Dave is now in a position where he could speed up the game with a few well-timed turn games. This should be I mean, you post with the counted forest only. And let's see what the claim will be. Ooh, recruiter. Was he 2 gold or 1 gold? He's 2 gold. Unfortunately. Very weird card. I would have liked, because it's a recruiter, to be similar to Yoren effect or recruiter from the wall. But he was made in a boring defense card. Although very strong boring defense card. I think we'll see a big military challenge here. Yep, for 9. Unfortunately, there is no 9 on Actually, exactly 9 on defense. Big ranging party. I wonder why Dave went the power challenge, just not giving power to Corey. Oppose and stand here for 9. And then have more than enough strength for defense to defend the power if there is one more copy of the. Okay, so looks like he wants to win the power. Definitely there is a power challenge coming. I would take dupe from Corin. Elsewhere you are susceptible to March. And looks like Danny is well aware of this ability. And dominant goes to Danny. He's here 10 to 4, but game is far from over. We know that Dave will not Morgulis here. So maybe we'll see March, that said March, to return the Venomous Blade to hand. Or Manning, the steward for the big army. We still haven't seen any secret schemes from Dave, so maybe he's missing his pieces. And we'll definitely see banners, putting the banners here for the Spain player. And we see a snap pick there. Putting the banners currently it says free wall on it. Yep, and so this is March. And Dave will go first. Interesting for Martell going first. Okay, so he wanted to reduce the gold that he will give. Sorry about that. Looks like he wants to reduce the gold that he will give to his opponent. And we see the big ass army coming down to seal the game. Straight up Marshall, not even using the plot. And we see to gold safe for that mentioned Ario photo. I'm almost 90% sure that there is one in the camp now. Or for the venomous blades, but one of them is for free definitely with water gardens. So, are we going to see WoW here? Marshall? Or he's not, he's put in a very delicate position. Although we are running out of time, surprisingly, I won't be surprised to see another game go to time. It is in network defense deck. Yesterday we saw Leonard go to time again with the Nightwatch Worst Com deck. Or was it Valerian still? Anyway, we saw Nightwatch game go to time. Myself a beverage too. So we see Age Craftsman trying to, so looks like he forgot the forwent finding the location. Looks like he missed. And we see Meister Murin coming to save the day. So Murin will stop the army from intrigue. It's very unlucky for the Edge Craftsman to miss. There are quite a few targets in the deck. Actually not very much. So another Haunted Forest is the only target in the Shadow Tower. Underground Vault for a little bit of economy. So it was one in. So 5 pots, I think they will, if there is a will the wall be hit now? Drum roll. For the interplane. I think if Dave has access to his Doran's games, he should start. Oh, okay, how got discarded. That's a little bit unfortunate. He should start looking into pumping that power. He's in a closing distance, definitely. Now, interesting. Dave hasn't removed the military icon from Corin at this point, but he's more than confident in winning the challenge. I won't be surprised if we see a removal of the power icon and just push a power challenge with both Renowners. I think he has to find a challenge that he wants to lose to get back Princess Path with his hand. Matteo gave up on watching. You see a big military challenge. I assume with the army. Trying to intimidate either Corin or I would say Corin. big ass military challenge. Removing the military icon from Corin. Yep. So Raging Party can go to 9 and just enough strength to intimidate Corin this way. So looks like that's what Dave was calculating. Go to 9. Just the right amount to intimidate Corin. So the H Craftsman will go to claim because he is failure. Didn't find any location. What? Mullen. Very interesting choice there. I wouldn't have went with that, definitely. Although he's probably a one-off. Yep, we have a single copy of Mullen in the deck. Definitely not something I would have done there. I don't think the control of challenges is very important, considering that we all know what the win condition for the Martell deck is. And we see a second copy of Printed Pawns. Oh no, he wasted the challenge to return it to his hand. But now he'll get a power on the backswing, which is, I would say, not very welcomed, unless there is hot in hand. We see trigger Fodder Garden for the Venomous Blade ambush, but we will see a power challenge regardless. And is there a Hota? Discard. See? Hota coming to the rescue. And defending bravely the power challenge. Raising claim, going back safely to hand, and from next turn he will be free. I think now we'll see Dukeris from the Nightwatch player, although he is struggling for the economy. I'm just marking immediately, and maybe Manning, although Manning is with lower initiative. Actually not, Dave has control on initiative with Sir Ironwood. He's +5 now, and Manning is not with low initiative as well, so Manning. Don't listen to me, it's with 1. I thought it's a little bit more. So then it's definitely on the Dukeris plan here. The board is getting out of hand. So looks like Dave knows what he wanna do. So I expect Manning definitely there. Manning into Riddle. Oh, this is City Besieged. Okay, so we see Starfall Nelt here, and Corin will get a little bit of breeding care. So that was the second tree though. Late. And Dave is going wanting to close the game here. Yes. Brute force Daniel out of the game. We see a real Martell. There'll be some pretty big intimidates here. And that's it. 3 gold for Venomous Blade. I think there is one more in the hand. Yep. And another slow marshalling. I don't think there is time for the wall in this point in time. So definitely you need bodies on the board. Sorry to the people in chat, nothing to much talk about here. We're just sitting and waiting. I was about to say please don't go to time, but looks like Danny found what you want to do pretty quickly. And we have milk on Quentin. So looks like he's afraid of the renown now at this point. I would have probably considered walking down Ariane because she can ambush not here. Spice and be pain in the ass that way. Now the wall is not defended, 50% chance to hit it in the hand. Ugh. I do hope my microphone is not behaving when I move my head that much. I think Dave has a solid grasp on the game now. So we have rush for the Nightwatch player. What is left as plots? For those that don't have the lists in front of them, there is one more barring, calling the banners. To here is Murgulis and rationing. And for Dave we saw Besieged now played. So there is, was there a Varus Widow? The Varus Widow was also played, so what's left then? So he's a plot ahead actually, something I missed. I always forget. So we have Manning, Exposed and Morgulis for Dave left. Big military challenge. Soswe. And there is more than enough to defend it, actually. Interesting enough. There may or may not be a single... Why would you risk losing 2 characters here? And getting the third one intimidated? Wasn't there enough time to defend it? 10, 15, 18, 17, 19. I mean, yeah, maybe Venomous Blade will get them over with, but definitely try to defend it. All the power is on the characters. So a well-timed reset will turn Dave quite back, but looks like he's banking on the fact that there won't be any resets. Power challenge with Arian. So looks like he's keeping Quentin for to defend the power from Corin or the military with the help of Ariel. And you see Dave quickly gaining ground. Here. Ooh, Darkstar. So he will take the power icon from here or the military. Actually, isn't that game? If there is Princess Passing Hand. This may look like a game. Water Garden. Okay, Venomous Blade. And then Doran's game and Duck's game. Yep. Well played, Dave. And I'm very thankful we didn't went to time. Another one game. First. Rapsi looks like Rapsi is not happy how things turn out, but yeah, very well navigated from Dave. And also no icon. uh, you're right. Maybe wrong call. Okay, so that will be for tonight. Definitely. Else I'm sleeping on the couch. Good night, guys.